Auto Mike coming at you. How you doing? It's the end of the day. It's Thursday. I'd made one video earlier today, which will go along with this one, obviously. So I went out and I drove all around the area where I live and such, over here in Columbia Heights, northeast Minneapolis. Even went a little bit towards St. Paul. I didn't find anything, no garage sales. There were a few listed on the Craigslist, but they were just so far out, I just didn't really feel it today. I thought I would stick close to home, save a little on gas money, and maybe I could find something alongside the road on the curb, or maybe a garage sale. What I ended up doing is I stopped at an old shop that is over on 2nd Street Northeast, run by a man named Daniel. I must have spent an hour and a half in his shop cruising, looking for something that maybe someone had ignored and not been purchased yet. I found a great taxidermy piece, which I've added to my personal collection. I'll show you that later. But what I wanted to get back to is what I got yesterday when I was at the Junkyard. You'll see I posted those videos this morning. I think there's 7 parts of going to the Junkyard, just raw footage. And what I pulled out of there, though seen in the video, I don't know how much detail I went into as far as what I paid for them and their condition. So what I ended up getting was 2 taillights from a 1967 Chevelle SS. And if it's not an SS, it still doesn't matter. It's a Chevelle. Now you can see right here, there's no brakes and none of the molding. And the lenses, though you can get reproductions relatively easy and inexpensive, these are the originals and there's no cracks or chips in them. Now I got the pair. Now like I said, or mentioned in some of the writing about that Junkyard, it was closing down. And I went and I looked through these old trailers seen in the video, and just shelves and shelves full of taillights. I didn't find anything old, nothing at all vintage, except for these. And that was after combing the shelves up and down. Now I'm going to go back there, if you can believe it, one more time. Though I found nothing, and I didn't see nothing, I'm going to go back, I'm going to comb again, fine tooth it. I'm just going to spend real slow precision pick carving up and down the shelves, trying to see if I can find something. I found these Chevelle taillights. I brought them into the guy. I said, these are really nice. What can I get these for? He said to me, he goes, what do you want to give me for them? I said, well, as little as possible, obviously. I'd like to get a deal if I could. $10 a piece I paid for them. I paid $20 for the pair. Not too bad. I did some research on eBay. I found that most sets sell anywhere, well, there's a price range between about $40 and about $100. $100 obviously, top of the market. I feel I'll double my money easily, and I think I can actually probably get $100 for them out at the flea market, where more locally someone will want them and they're just gonna pop on them because they're a great item. Either way, they're cool as heck, right? You don't stumble across Chevelle taillights from 1967 as clean as this very often. First ones I've had, obviously. Back to picking. You got to stay out there, got to drive around. I'm going to go into lockdown mode now for the next week, at least week and a half, selling on eBay and Craigslist, just taking pictures. Remember, simply walking around. I've got tons of inventory. Maybe you do too. Walk around and just start snapping pictures, and then just post the stuff at your leisure as you sit on the couch watching TV. There's all different kinds of ways to do this, but it is so easy. It's never been easier. Before, back in the day in the 1970s, my father had a secondhand, well, not secondhand, it was actually just strictly comic books and collectibles. And he would have to go in 6 days a week and sit there from 10 o'clock in the morning until 7, 8, 9 at night, waiting for a customer, hoping to sell something, hoping someone locally would just happen to want to spend some money. Now, with the computer, obviously you have access to the entire world. Europe, you name it, it's all out there. And a lot of people are saying, well, why would you put it on eBay? Aren't you concerned about, you know, getting your top dollar for an item? My response to that is this. I have access to the entire world. That's where I'm going to get my most fair market value on something. Let it go. The market will always dictate what something's worth. Any man can put any price on anything. Doesn't mean squat. You have to sell it. So be careful when you're buying, and remember that always. You have to sell it. And if you love the item, then it's not so bad. But remember, think of that as well when you're buying. Do I really love this item? Because if it doesn't sell, I'm going to end up carrying it around for a long time. And then another thing you could do, when you make purchases that you're not very comfortable with, just sell them. Sell them reasonable, blow them out. Remember, in this game of buying and selling, you should be ahead of the game, and you should be in the profit margin and not in the black or in the red or whatever the heck we want to call it. So it doesn't hurt to take a loss every now and then. Now, there's people out there that are going to refuse this. They're, oh, hell no. Why would I ever give something away at a real reasonable price and lose on it? Oh, heck no. Horrible business decision. Whatever. You know what? I feel like this. I don't want to look at it. You know, I made a mistake. Everyone makes mistakes on buys. Why am I going to carry this item around trying to burn the next guy? I'm not going to do it. Ain't happening. It's gone. Somebody else can actually get a deal on it, and I get it out of here, and every time I look at it, I don't have to be reminded. But, of course, let's avoid that altogether. Let's not make mistakes when we're out there buying. Remember, try to spend as least as possible. Obviously, if you find high-end pieces, you're going to have to pay for them. But the other fun part is just trying to spend as little as possible and to look for the item where people have missed it, whether it be in a thrift store, garage sale, estate sale, fine combing, walking back over something 3-4 times. Because you never, I cannot tell you how many times I've been at a sale and I have walked by an item 3 to 4 times. Something that I totally love and is really what I'm always looking for, and right at the end just happen to look over and catch it just by a fluke. You don't want to let that happen. Always take your time. Take your time. Take your time. And I'll also address one more thing. I had gotten a comment on one of my videos that I posted with Todd of going to an estate sale and finding out it was the second day of the sale when we had stood there for 5 minutes. The comment was, why would you waste your gas money, waste your time, go to the sale? Why wouldn't you just stick it out and see if it pays off? Well, number one, I didn't waste my gas. Yeah, it was only about 12-15 blocks from my home, so it's kind of in a route where I'm looking anyway. It didn't matter. By sitting there, I'm wasting my time. I'm kind of anti-estate sales unless run by the family. Those are golden. Those are the sales you want. Run by the family. Most sales, let's face it, are not honest. I can't pigeonhole everyone with that, but they've got their buddies there the day before. They're handing out numbers. They're selling numbers. You're waiting in line. It's all a big scam. It's half salt and peppered, which means simply the dealers are bringing in their own personal items and then sprinkling them throughout the estate sale. Everything is gone, basically, even before the sale. Any real good items, believe me, the business is corrupt from top to bottom. Are there a few out there that are probably legit? Of course. There's always good people. You can find them. But 99% of these guys out there, they are really picking the bone. They will eat their own to survive. Does it sound like I'm a hypocrite because I'm in the business? No. But I just don't like that nastiness. I ain't going to have it. So, I'm not going to waste my time at a second day of an estate sale. Sure, I can go in there if I'm low on funds. There's nothing wrong with that. You could go in there and you could comb around and maybe pull something out of there that everyone has missed. All the dealers have already picked through it and they've missed it. And you can get a great deal. Sure, but at a certain point you start to kind of graduate. It's not that you become too good to wait for a second day of a sale, but it's just common sense. Do I take a risk of losing something by leaving it? Yes, and absolutely no. I just don't. I feel confident. Been doing it too long. Nothing there. Matter of fact, I'm wasting my time. I should be on the road trying to find the estate sale by the family, the garage sale by the family. That's where you're going to find your deals. That's where you're going to find fair prices. And that's where you're just going to find all the stuff that has not been circulated already through the dealers. Most stuff has, at this point, by the time it reaches some collectors, has gone through 100 dealers' hands. It just basically, it's a vicious circle. One dealer selling to the next. Boom, boom, boom. That's why I always sell reasonable. Because none of this stuff is gold. None of it's worth $1 million. Of course, some of it is, but those pieces we keep, right? Metal Mike, out there picking, out there hunting. You as well. If you need help with an estate sale, you have something to sell that's military, World War II, World War I, you name it, I'm interested. Taxidermy, I'm interested. Heavy metal vinyl albums, I'm interested. I pay cash, I pay the best, and I pay honestly. My passion for this collecting is what drives me. I love it. I can't get enough of it. As you can see, I can't shut up either. So I'm going to say goodbye. Metal Mike. Peace out.